To most of us, the metro tunnels are a grim reminder of fate. At any time, while unlikely, a freak event may just change the lives of one or many. It may be a rush to work, to home, or to wherever we need to be. The previous circumstances do not matter, as all of us share the same problem. A casual use of public transportation suddenly became a rush for survival. Unfortunately, you are at the mercy of the unmerciful. The enigmatic Anterior transport company has a major effect on multiple metropolitan areas, being capable of enveloping multiple types of passenger trains across baseline reality. When affected trains enter tunnels above ground or travel through metro tunnels, said train and its occupants will be transported into the metrolim limb space system. This possible entrance is one of three main ways to enter the limb system. Due to the circumstances of entry, there is no consistent way to enter the system, nor one specific threshold. When the limb system is unknowingly entered, one of the most important indicators is time. This is especially prevalent in subway tunnels, as a trip that would take minutes from station to station would suddenly feel much longer. When using time or other factors to assess the situation, it is important to consult the survival guide further into this document. You will likely have time to read it, as the journey from the threshold to the destination takes a large amount of time. Besides the most important factors, other changes in scenery are noticeable, although it usually tends to be subtle due to most baseline metro tunnels being relatively similar in design and very dim in lighting. Despite this, most who enter will be able to tell if something is off if they had traveled the baseline route in question previously. A very obvious indicator is Anterior branding, which could occasionally be seen on affected trains. The logo may be rarely plastered on the inside of the train car, or occasionally seen on the walls after entry into the limb system. Along with the train, the conductor is also manipulated by Anterior upon entry into the system. If questioned, the conductor will act as if nothing is wrong. The conductor will commonly claim that they've always worked for Anterior transportation, and they're just taking passengers where they need to go. The affected conductor will always act confused, or claim they do not know when inquired of finer details, or even parts of their past lives. When documenting this information, an archivist had claimed that it had been as if part of their brain had been rewired. Upon entry into the system, the redirected train will travel for anywhere from 2 to 10 hours. Unless the conductor of the affected train is removed in any way, there will be no stops between system entry and the location simply known as the destination. Upon the removal of the conductor, the train will enter a sort of autopilot system. This autopilot system is likely imposed by the metrolim system itself rather than Anterior, but this is not fully confirmed. Under the autopilot system, the train will automatically stop multiple times at a stop connecting to the Anterior halls. It can also stop at Hub 2, depending on the route. The area between the entry point and the destination is not only constantly changing, but the point in which the train enters may be closer or farther from the destination as well. The scenery both gradually and sharply changes multiple times throughout the Anterior main tunnels. An example of this is wall and ceiling material or pattern, hue or brightness of lighting, or the width of the tunnels. It can be speculated that this may have been an intentional move by Anterior Corp to disorient travelers attempting to pinpoint locations. This is debated due to the true level of power Anterior Co. has over the system being unknown. Additionally, there are multiple adjacent tracks in both Anterior-controlled tunnels to account for trains that are compatible to different track types being dragged into the limb system. Although this section of the metro limb system wasn't likely created by Anterior, the route and some of the surrounding areas have been fitted to their motives. Upon reaching the destination, the redirected train and its occupants will be destroyed and recycled. This terrifying process is explained in a separate document. The most imperative act upon entry into the metrolim system is to incapacitate, eliminate, or at the very least remove the conductor of the train from the controls. From there, whatever model or type of train will enter the autopilot state imposed by the system. At multiple points throughout the journey, the redirected train will slow to a stop at a number of small platforms. These lead to the unstable Anterior halls. From this location, traveling to Hub 2 is still a difficult endeavor. Using the train to travel directly to Hub 2 is risky due to the inability to tell what route you may be on. Although it will become apparent upon reaching Hub 2's stop, waiting too long on the wrong route will still lead to unavoidable death. Traveling the Anterior main tunnels to Hub 2 is also a risk due to the prospect of being run over by a train. While straightforward, the tunnels contain no retrievable resources whatsoever. Traveling from stop to stop is not fully reliable either due to their inconsistent and non-permanent placements. Overall, getting to safety is a luck game. May the odds be with your travels.